In this video, we're going to talk about changing the actual size of our rows and our columns in Excel. So you can see, we have different widths here for our different columns because obviously we're going to have different types of data in there, and we want it to fit in differently. And same goes for the rows. So it's pretty simple. If I want, say, column B to be wider, let's say we have more expenses, we want some more room, if we're going to have bigger numbers in there, all I need to do is on the row itself, if I just come here and highlight over the border, then we get this cross with the two arrows to the side. And if I click and drag over to the right, you can see the width of this particular column is going to change, and it changes it again for every single cell in that column. So now you see we have a lot more room. If we had a lot bigger numbers in there, then we'd have space for that. Now the exact same thing goes for a row. I can hover over this border here, and again we get the cross with the arrows, and I can click and drag, and I can make that, I can make that row a lot higher to fit whatever we need to do in there. Now another neat thing is, say I wanted to align this and I just wanted it to look real nice, wanted everything uniform. Say I had a bunch of different, I don't know, the different lengths of things in there. Instead of manually doing this and moving it over, I can just highlight. I'm gonna make it real big to prove the point here. I can just hover over this border, and instead of clicking and dragging, I can just double click, and Excel is going to automatically adjust this to fit the largest number in here. So let's do it in here. Not necessarily the largest number, but the thing that's taking up the most space, to be correct. So right here it's going to be monthly budget. You see monthly budget goes to the right more than anything else here. So if I double click on the line between column A and B, then it's going to automatically just kind of butt up right next to sort of the biggest cell, whatever has the most amount of information in there. It's going to automatically adjust to that, and that way I don't have to manually drag everything, and this space here is going to be consistent all the way through my sheet. Now if I want to change the height or width for multiple columns and rows, I'm able to do that as well. And pretty much what we can do, I'm going to select these four columns here. If I just right click here, we can change the column width, and we can actually put a number in here. I'm going to go ahead and do 25, and it's going to extend each one of these to if I have it right here, you should see it right there. I'm just clicking and holding, so it's 180 pixels, or what Excel says is 25, a width of 25. So we can adjust multiple rows or multiple columns that way, and exact same thing goes for the rows. If I just click on here, you see we have a row height, and I'm gonna go, since it's rows, we don't want it as high, let's just do 5. Ooh, that was super small. Let's do 12. And you see that's probably a lot thinner than, or not quite as high as we want it. But that's okay. I mean, we can change those numbers around and see exactly how we want it. Usually the best thing, the way I do it, is if I just click and drag something, I take note of the height as I'm doing it. So you see this is a height of 45. So if I wanted every single row to match this row, then I can click all of these. Again, go to row height, and then I'll do 45, and that's going to match the height of this original one that I did. So we can just use this as a reference to see, okay, exactly how high it does it need to be, instead of guessing like I did, and it's kind of a thing that you need to do a few times if you do it that way. The last thing, if I just want to adjust every single cell on the sheet, I can go ahead and do that by clicking this button here. What this does is highlight everything. This is on the, not necessarily the whole workbook, but just on this individual sheet, it's highlighted every single cell on it, which is just thousands and thousands of cells. And then we can go ahead, I'm just going to click here, and we can adjust the row height. Let's do 20, and then I'm going to adjust the width, and let's do 20. Let's make it nice. And there we go. We've done everything. Now there is one hotkey here. Instead of clicking this button to highlight everything, if we do Control and A, the letter A at the same time, it's going to select all of the cells as well. And that's, just a faster way. I never actually click this button. I always just do Control A if I want to select everything on the sheet and make some, you know, across the board change for everything.